Hey guys, what's up? Good morning. This morning I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a topic that's been on my mind, which is, does a flare up of symptoms equal a setback? And this is a topic that comes up often. I have had a few people ask about it in the hip lab group that I'm running right now, as well as I'd say it's a daily question that comes up with the patients that I see and the clients that I see. So I think it's a really important thing to touch on. And the answer is no, a flare up of pain does not automatically equate to a setback. The reason I think this is really important is because it helps you manage your expectations. We know that pain and rehab, it's not an exact science. It's a very up and down thing. We wish that it was going to be this really linear thing where I get better, 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 pain is gone. In reality, in all actuality, it's very much an up and down process. It will get better some days, it will be worse some days. What we're looking for, though, is the general trend. We want the general trend to be in this upward path. And that is ultimately what shows us that you're still making progress. So very often when people first start out with me and they're going through exercises, we early identify things that make them feel better. Maybe it is something as simple as breathing. Maybe it's that rock back exercise that you guys know I love. Maybe it's a squat. Maybe there's a stretch that feels good. Whatever that is, we've kind of identified that, or we try to identify the feel good movements early on. And so when people do those, they generally get a pretty quick change in pain. They're like, oh my gosh, my pain is gone. I feel amazing. And then they go back to moving in their old patterns and that pain comes back. And then they're really frustrated. Or maybe they feel really good and then they try to push into the next zone of like, okay, we're going to progress your exercises a little bit. We're going to try something new and we're going to challenge you. And the pain flares a little bit. And again, super frustrated. I was doing so well. This happens every time I try something. And we start to spiral. And what I want to give you guys is reassurance that that is normal, and don't spiral. Don't panic. The fact that you've even gotten some pain relief with some of the things that you've tried is a win. And it shows us we're on the right track. But the reality is, up to this point, early on, you haven't done anything that has changed your movement patterns and made it stick. So it makes sense that you feel good when you do an exercise, but then you go right back to moving how you normally move and your old habits, and all that pain comes back. It makes sense, right? When we really think about it, you're like, oh, well, of course then, yes, my pain isn't gone. And so put that into perspective that it's going to take a little while for things to feel better. So we have these short-term exercises that are going to make pain feel better, and we need those for the short term. We need the what do I do right now when I'm flared up? But we also need the long-term exercises, the things that are going to take a little bit longer to change. We need to address your movement patterns and how you move so that you're not re-irritating every time you sit down in a chair or walk for 10 minutes. We have to change those patterns. And then we have to layer strength and stability on top of those patterns to really lock them in and make sure you don't have to think about them so hard every time. And only until you've done that are you going to find that that pain is more consistently subsided. And I don't say this to frustrate you. I say it to encourage you that what you're feeling is okay and it's normal considering the fact that you've probably had pain for a period of time. It's going to take a while to unravel and untangle all that pain. And sometimes it takes longer than we want it to, but the key is you have things that make you feel better so that when the pain does flare a little bit, if you've pushed a little bit too much, you can still calm it back down. Because every time you calm it back down, the goal would be you calm it kind of is moving like up the ladder. It's a little better than it was last time and you don't go all the way back as far. And then the next time it happens, same thing, little bit of a, I don't even want to say the word setback, little bit of a slide back, but not as far as it was before, and then you can progress beyond that. And it's really easy to get wrapped up in the I have pain. But I want you to remember to celebrate the little wins. All those little things of, hey, I didn't used to be able to do a squat or sit down when I had pain, and now, or without pain, and now I can do it because if I do that rock back, my hip knows how it has to move. And so maybe I can't do it while I've got weight attached to me, but I can do it without weight. And you know what? That's a win because I used to not be able to do that. So keep all those little things in perspective. If your pain does flare up a bit, don't spiral. Go back to basics, go back to what your hip knows that it loves, focus on those things. It doesn't mean you're never going to progress again. It just means right now your body wasn't ready for that movement and we might have progressed a little too early, or we just need to work on the pattern to get you there. And the other thing I would throw in there is figuring out, was it really the exercise or the movement that you did that was the problem? Or was there another external factor that was part of it? Did you get enough sleep last night? What's your nutrition looked like for the past couple of days? What's your stress level been? Have you been super stressed out at work? Oh yeah, maybe that's got something to do with it. Do you have your period? There's so many things, external factors. It's very easy to equate it to, I tried a movement, I slid back, now I have pain. Keep in mind though, maybe it was that movement, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the perfect storm of other things that created the problem. And so there's a lot of factors that go into it. Really, what I want you to take away is that flare up does not equal setback. Look at the little wins that you've made along the way. Go back to those wins, go back to basics, and then just know that you just have to go through this process of making sure that, okay, I feel good when I do these short-term exercises. Now I need to just change my movement patterns. I need to layer in strength. And once I get to that point, my pain will be at a level where I can either manage it myself or where hopefully it's not existent anymore. Flare-ups are inevitable. They are going to happen. I want to make sure we're managing expectations there. The goal is obviously that we want to get rid of pain or minimize pain, but will it ever be 100% pain relief? I can't promise you that. What I can promise you though is that I can give you the tools of what do I do if my pain flares. And there are things that you can do to sort of help prevent that flare up turn into anything more than just I'm a little extra sore. And so that is what you can work on, but not necessarily focusing on complete symptom, abolishing symptoms entirely, because flare-ups are okay. They are just information. It is nothing that I want you to fear, and just recognize that there is something that you can do for them, and it doesn't mean that you've gone back to the beginning. So I hope that gives you a little bit of encouragement today. As always, drop me some comments if you have questions. If you've experienced this before, let me know. I'm happy to give you a bit of words of encouragement, but I hope this was helpful for you guys, and have a wonderful rest of your day.